Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about leprosy. Leprosy is an infectious disease which causes disfiguring and distortion of arms and legs in human body. Leprosy has been recognized since biblical times. It was Hansen who observed this lepra bacilli in 1868. This disease is mainly confined to underdeveloped areas of tropics. Coming to morphological characters. The causative agent of leprosy is Mycobacterium leprae. It is a gram-positive non-motile bacillus. Mycobacterium leprae is a straight or slightly curved rod having a size of 1 to 8 into 0.2 to 0.5 micrometer. We can see polar bodies as well as intracellular elements within the cell. This organism also appear in club forms, branching or as lateral buds. It is an acid-fast bacilli. Coming to the cultural characters. Main studies in cultivating the lepra bacilli in India came in 1962 from Indian Cancer Research Center, Bombay. They employ human fetal spinal ganglion cell culture for cultivating the lepra bacillus. Other methods include the inoculation of food pads of mice. Coming to the resistance. Lepra bacilli has been found to remain viable in humid environment for 9 to 16 days and moist soil for 46 days. And it can survive direct sunlight for 2 hours and it can survive the exposure of UV light for 30 minutes. Coming to the leprosy. Leprosy is a chronic granulomatous disease of humans, mainly involve skin, peripheral nerves and nasal mucosa. Source of infection is patient. Mode of infection is inhalation of droplet bacilli, mainly come from nasal secretion. According to Madrid classification in 1953, leprosy can be classified into 4 types: lepromatous leprosy, tuberculoid leprosy, dimorphous leprosy, indeterminate leprosy. Coming to lepromatous leprosy. Lepromatous leprosy is the most infectious type of leprosy. It is mainly seen in patients whose resistance is low. And we can see large number of bacilli intracellularly or extracellularly. Hence, this disease is also known as multibacillary disease. We can see superficial nodular lesions which is known as lepromata. Lepromata consists a dense collection of vacuolated cells in different stages of development. And these nodules ulcerate and become secondarily infected and cause distortion and mutilation. Other significant feature of lepromatous leprosy is bacillemia, that is the presence of bacteria in blood. The prognosis or recovery from the disease is very poor in case of lepromatous leprosy. Cell-mediated immunity is deficient and we can see exaggerated humoral immunity. So, we can see high titers of antibodies. Lepramin test is usually negative in case of lepromatous leprosy. Coming to tuberculoid leprosy. It is mainly seen in patients having high degree of resistance. We can see scanty lesions and presence of bacilli in these lesions is very few. Infectivity is very minimal. Hence, it is also known as paucibacillary disease. We can see neural involvement which may lead to deformities, particularly in hand and feet. The lesions are few in number, which consist of macular anesthetic patches. Cell-mediated immunity is adequate, whereas humoral immunity has no role. Prognosis is good, and lepromin test is usually positive in case of tuberculoid leprosy. Coming to dimorphous or borderline leprosy. So here the lesions, it possesses the characters of both tuberculoid and lepromatous type, and it may shift to lepromatous or tuberculoid depending on the chemotherapy we suggest. And the last is indeterminate leprosy. The lesions have no characters of tuberculoid and lepromatous type. And here the lesions, it undergo spontaneous healing. Coming to epidermology. Leprosy is an exclusive human disease, and the average incubation period is from 2 to 5 years, and it can be vary from few months to long period 30 years. In India, high prevalence of this disease is seen in Orissa as well as Bihar, whereas low prevalence is seen in Haryana. We can see two types of allergic reactions, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 reaction is also known as reversal reaction or lepra reaction. It is mostly seen in borderline leprosy. And here we can see it is a cell-mediated immune reaction, and it occurs spontaneously or during the chemotherapy. And we can see the manifestations such as erythema, swelling along with pain and tenderness. In case of type 2, it is also known as erythema nodosum leprosum. It is mostly seen in lepromatous and borderline lepromatous leprosy. And here we can see a arthros type of response to antigens. Manifestations include crops of tender subcutaneous nodules with fever, lymphadenopathy, arthralgia. Coming to the lepromin test. The purpose of this test is to classify the lesion of leprosy patients, to assess the prognosis, to assess the resistance of patients. We can see mainly two reactions. The first is early reaction of Fernandez, and the second is Mitsuda late reaction. In early reaction, it consists of erythema and induration developing in 24 to 48 hours and usually remain for 3 to 5 days. In late reaction, the reaction starts within 1 to 2 weeks, reaches a peak in 4 weeks and gradually subsides in next few weeks. And the reaction consists of indurated skin nodule which may ulcerate. Coming to lab diagnosis. So the most useful diagnostic procedure is the microscopic demonstration of lepra bacilli when we compare with the animal inoculation as well as the detection of antibody. And the specimens used are the specimens collected from nasal mucosa, skin lesion and ear lobes. And also we use the biopsy of nodular lesions and biopsy of nerves and also puncture of lymph node. And the main staining method we employ is Scheele-Nielsen method. Here we use 5% of sulfuric acid for decolorization. The smears are graded based on number of bacilli. And we calculate bacteriological index or BI and morphological index, which is expressed as MI. Bacteriological index is calculated by totaling the number of positives scored in all smears and divided by number of smears. Morphological index is expressed as percentage of uniformly stained bacilli out of total number of bacilli counted. Other diagnostic method is inoculating into mouse food pad, but it is unsuitable for routine diagnosis. It is only used for assessing drug potency or in resistance testing or in research studies. The other diagnostic tool is detection of antibody against the antigen glycolipid, but it is also not used routinely. Coming to treatment. So the current recommendations is multiple drug therapy, and in case of paucibacillary lesions, to cure paucibacillary lesions, we use the administration of rifampicin 600 mg once a month and dapsone 100 mg daily for 6 months. For multibacillary lesions, we recommend rifampicin 600 mg once a month, dapsone 100 mg daily, and clofazimine 50 mg daily for 2 years until the skin test should be negative. And a follow-up should require, in case of paucibacillary, it requires 4 years, and in case of multibacillary cases, it requires 8 years. Coming to prophylaxis. Mainly, the prophylaxis includes chemoprophylactic method and immunoprophylactic method. Low chemoprophylactic method prevents the infectious disease in children. Immunoprophylactic method, it mainly includes BCG vaccine, which is recommended to give in infants against tuberculosis, and this vaccine provides a considerable protection from leprosy also. So, thank you.